Hey guys, it's Max Convexity. I hope everyone's having a great night. Let's look at stock index futures and see what's up. This is late night with Max and Jax. Jax just jumped off the bed. He's probably looking for something to go chew on. He doesn't like when I talk to the computer. I'm sure in a second you'll hear him start chewing something. All right, let's see what these stock index futures are doing. Then we'll look at the trades for tomorrow. Well, look at this. All right, stock index futures are, I would definitely say, flat. I mean, they're all three in the green, but just barely. So we shall see. And now he's drinking his water. You guys can probably hear that. All right. Well, um, let's check out NASDAQ futures. It's about where we closed. It's just chopping around. Just chopping around. Let's look at ES futures. Boy, that is the definition of chop. Right there, it's gone straight sideways since 6:30 Sunday night or 7 o'clock Sunday night. I mean, it went up a little bit during the day. That was this morning's candle, set a high, and then it just settled back in to the range. Russell 2000. Russell looks the strongest. Of course, it also looked the strongest today, but it's been the weakest for the past week or two as well, prior to today. All right, so, oh shoot. I just remembered I forgot to do the profit boxes. I'm going to do them online while you guys are with me real quick because I want to get this done and get on to other stuff and let you guys get on. I've done the math though. So let's look at QQQY first. All right. These guys sold 159 options. That doesn't even matter for this. We just need to know this. They sold the options at the 17,380 level and they got 8166. So all I need to do for the profit box is remember these two numbers. So 298 and 380. So then what I do is I get my handy dandy tool. 298. Oh, I've already messed it up. 380. It's 380. Oh, I do this every time. All right, so there's 380. So that's going to be, it's actually going to be right there. 380. Okay, then I pull this down to wherever the close was because that represents the intrinsic amount. And I make intrinsic green. All right, I need to pull this other box back in. Okay. So, and then I have to remember where the bottom number was. I think it was 98 is what I was supposed to remember. So it's going to be right there. Boy, if that's the case, that profit box is getting pretty slim. All right, and then I make this yellow because that represents the extrinsic capture, which is the time premium. All right, so let's go back up here and check it against the sheet. 380 and 298. I guess that was right. All right, and so this is showing 49 points of intrinsic and 32 points of extrinsic. Okay, that sounds right. Let's look at my, I was just thinking there wasn't a lot of extrinsic, but that looks about right within proportion with how they're supposed to be. Okay, well, that's good. So one down, two to go. I'll get these done real quick, and then there's one thing I want to talk about, and then I'll let you guys go. All right, so let's go check out Jeppy. These guys trade S&P. It doesn't matter how many contracts they sold. I just want to talk about the strike price and the option price. Everything else derives from that. So they sold the options at the 48.60 level, and they got $15. So that's easy. So I have to go up here. I always make these boxes too long. 4860. And they receive $15. That's easy to buy. 60 minus 15. Even I know that's 45. I'm not worried about the change on these charts. It isn't precise enough to mess with it. The line, I mean, it just, the lines are so, the scale. I'm not saying it doesn't matter in accounting, the cents, but on these charts, it's a non-factor. The line itself is probably 25 cents wide. On the scale that these are is what I'm trying to say. I'm sure you guys understand. If these were more blowing up and more precise, yeah, but you know, the scale I usually look at this at is just a non-issue, the cents. Okay, 2 down and 1 to go. So now let's look at IWMY. These guys trade Russell 2000 options. They sold 486, but like I say, for this exercise, it doesn't even matter if they sold 1 or a jillion. All I need to know is the strike price, 1990, and the price they got for the option, 12 bucks. All right, so 1990 less 12 is 1978. So 1990 was a great year, but so was 1978. In fact, I got to say 1978 was a better year. 1978 was a really good year. And I'm usually, when I'm talking about years, I'm usually talking about music. But Fleetwood Mac Rumors came out in 1978, I believe. May have been 77, but I was listening to it in 78. I was listening to a lot of good music in 78. I even like disco music. I don't anymore, but I like I mean, I just like the party atmosphere that disco has. It was a good time. It was a good crazy time. A lot of that music doesn't stand the test of time. That's not what I'm saying, but it was a fun time. I was too young to go to any discos, so I didn't do anything crazy. But I would have liked to. It always looked like a great time. All right. So I need to draw a line from 1990 to 1978. But I believe Hotel California came out in 78 too. It may have been 77, but I was listening to it in 78. I was 12. It's when I first got into music. I was into it when I was 11 too, but I was more into it when I was 12. I've always been into music. It's probably the year I started playing guitar. I think it was the year I started playing guitar. And that makes total sense that I would like uh, Fleetwood Mac and the Eagles. I liked a lot of other stuff too, but Rumors is just one of the greatest albums ever made, if not the greatest. I mean, Rumors is just an incredible, incredible album. But so was the Eagle. I mean, the Eagles' best album was earlier. It was their album called The Greatest Hits, 1972 to 1975. That is one of the greatest albums, period. But the album Hotel California was cool too, and that was a great time. That was a great time. I remember being real disappointed when Fleetwood Mac came out with their follow-up album Tusk because they worked on it forever. They spent so much money on it, and it was fine. It was all right. I liked the song Tusk. I liked a couple of other songs, but still, I mean, my gosh, they just worked on it so long, and people waited on it, and it just was nowhere close to being like Rumors. But they'll never be anything like Rumors. Rumors just, Rumors is incredible. But then about 1980, Pink Floyd The Wall came out, and don't even get me started on that. That album's really, really badass as well. All right, so there we have it. We have 3 profit boxes. Okay, so I have an announcement. Just a second. Jackson, what are you doing, buddy? Please quit tearing stuff up. Okay, come up here and sit down. Come up here and sit down. All right, So I've been working on an options course, and I have two episodes out. Too Long Don't Read, Basic Options, I think is what I called the first one. Anyway, um, so what I'm going to do, I have a new way that I'm going to teach them. Episode 3 is coming out tomorrow. I might even record it right after this tonight. And I'm just going to do a different option trade in real life every day. A real life option trade that we're going to paper trade. But I'm just not good at planning course material out. And I was supposed to record episode 3 all weekend, and I keep writing a script, and it just and then I keep procrastinating, but that's fine. There's real option trades that happen every day. So I'm just going to take a real trade every day and teach a different class every day, and we'll put it down on paper. Then the next day we'll look at how that other trader's doing. Then we'll discuss another real trade. And the real trades are going to get more hard as we go along. Right now we're just on buying calls and buying puts. Tomorrow's real trade, I've already planned it out. We're going to buy a put in Tesla, or maybe Tesla before earnings, or maybe we'll buy a put in each of them, and we're going to discuss buying puts. But it's going to be more interesting. I just am not good at planning out course material and writing a script and getting slides together. I think we're both going to get a lot more out of it this way. So I'm sorry that I've been promising these courses forever, and I'm sorry they haven't been coming out faster, but I think with the new format, it's going to go a lot better. And I'll just make it a daily feature, maybe an every other day feature or something, but it'll be a lot more interesting when we're talking about real world stuff that's happening. Because, of course, Tesla has earnings, I believe, on Wednesday. If Tesla misses earnings and gets killed, Tesla's going to get killed also. So we're probably going to discuss buying a put and the relative, value in doing that, and maybe why you shouldn't, and all those different things. But I'm going to use that as a vehicle to teach the course, and then I'll still answer questions. And I want to teach everyone everything, but we got to walk before we can run. We're going to talk about buying puts tomorrow and maybe buying calls the next day. But then after that, we're going to start learning about spreads, because spreads is when it gets really fun. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening. I got to go because Jax is, I think he wants to go outside or something. But anyway, I appreciate you guys for listening to my comments on music. Let me know what you guys think about music in 1978. Music in 1990 was really good, too. We'll talk about that some other day, though. All right. Have a good one.